Hi guys, so today I have this cute set from Diamond Press. It's for what it's called a pop-up card. This one just says House Autoship. Is a new Autoship program. They're starting with these little houses that are decorated for like different occasions. This is the more, I don't know if it's every day, but just, you know, like your typical house. And then the other ones are like Halloween and different things like this. So they did send this item free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links out in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So check that out. So this one's a little bit different. It has a template. Well, it has dies and it has a template, but we will talk about that in just a moment. And then again with Autoship, you can cancel it like as soon as you, if it's only the Autoship option. I haven't checked. Sorry guys, because sometimes it'll have Autoship and single, or sometimes it's just Autoship but you can just cancel it, or just skip the ones that you don't prefer and let the other ones show up. And you can unskip them too if you change your mind, you know, before the time is that they are slated to go out arrives. But if you cancel it, then it's canceled, right? You can't go back. Super easy, and you'll just do that once you log in, you know, in your HSN account on the left hand side. Like let's say you're saying you know, to review your orders, or I think on the drop down under your name, under your account at the very top, you can also just click on Autoship Manager there. But let's say you're at the main part, it'll be on the left. You click on that and then it'll have all the list of all the things that you're auto shipping and when they're slated to go out, and kind of like a descriptor, like it might say Halloween house, I don't know, something like that, so you kind of know that way. And then people always ask, let's say you missed the presentations, or like right now I don't have images for you guys. You can always just, here on YouTube, you know, Diamond Press pop-up house, and then you'll probably see the HSN clip on that, you know. Yeah, so there we go. And sometimes HSN will keep also a video on the item listing that you can see whenever Beth presents it. They'll have that there too. So just a few different ways to, like, months from now, well, months from now the Autoship one won't be there, so that might not be on HSN for you to look at the video again. So again, YouTube, your best friend. All right. So let's check this out. Let's look at the instructions. I see we have a little rubber band to help it pop up. And what I had seen about the sneak peek, like a little picture of it, is that basically, exactly, it makes its own card. Like, it's going to be flat when the person opens it, it pops up for them, right? So, oh, it does say, see, interesting. One of my friends here had asked what envelope it fits in, and I was like, I haven't used that one yet, this one, so I wasn't sure. I said, but generally they gear things for A2, but it's actually for a 5x7 envelope, okay? So A7, guys. So, good information. I'm glad she asked, because I probably wouldn't even mentioned it going through this. Okay, so again, we're having templates. There are 3 template pieces, and we'll get to those in just a minute. Oh my goodness. That's really cute. The little shingles, or however tiled, well, shingle looks like. And then here we have like little brick option there for the side of the house. And then again, this is your basic house, so it has like doors and windows and shutters and cute things like that. Little captain window, what do they call that little guy? Little porthole type window. And then all these other fun things. Of course, we are going to follow step by step, so I just wanted to show you right quick kind of what we're looking for. The mechanism of it looks really easy. Of course, your decoration is as little or as much as you like. So generally on a video where there's components I have to put together, I try to focus more on that part than the decorating, but we will, of course, decorate it. Let's see. Okay, so we have dies again for the pieces. That's the mechanism. And then, you know, just your windows, your shutters, and all those kinds of fun things have different dies. And then here are your little shingles if you want to use that. We have the brick, and then like the word hello. And these sentiments can be put on this little plaque. How cute is that? Home, sweet home, of course, welcome home, or, you know, home is where the heart is, to the neighborhood, so welcome to the neighborhood, things like that. I love the little shutters, the little hearts, that is so cute. And then the dies, and then we have the templates. Okay, well, let's look at this guy. So this is a cutting folder for the marquee, which is the machine that Diamond Press creates. Of course, if you don't have a marquee, you can run the dies through any machine that cuts thin metal dies. And then we have the rubber bands that will help you with your creation there. And so I had mentioned that I noticed this in another video, just chatting with people, that it had templates, and that somebody had left me a message before saying more and more companies seem to be doing this. And for Dime Press, I'm pretty sure it's because they wanted this to be a little bigger and it probably wouldn't fit in their machine, because their machine, everything is geared to fit in this or longer, right, with the elongated cutting folders. And yeah, so the first thing I noticed is that this guy is clearly bigger. It's wider. There's no way you're gonna get that in the machine unless you want a smaller thing, and so they went for the size instead of, you know, making it mini to fit in here. So I do appreciate that. And these guys do fit, but this main guy is the way it is. So we are going to use templates today. Another thing, and I always forget, and then people leave comments, oh, you can do that. I'm like, oh, that's right. If you do have a larger die cutting machine and you want to just run a piece of paper, you know, you do your stamping, put this on it and run it with the embossing folder, not embossing folder, sorry, with the embossing mat, that rubber embossing mat will kind of push in here and it'll leave the lines for you, so then you have all the lines all around and even these guys. So just another way of doing it without having to trace and those kinds of things. I guess that limits the tracing because you still have to cut it by hand. Okay, so we will get there when we get there. Actually, I guess that's it because I already went through everything. So what I'm going to do is grab some paper. Again, when I want to focus on just like the construction, I will probably cheat and use some kind of paper that already has some kind of cute texture for a house or something like that. Or like the roof will, maybe we'll start off with craft paper and just go ahead and do the shingles so it just looks like shingles, but it's craft paper, you know? Things like that. Some quicker routes around some of that basic stuff. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so I was actually looking for like little whitewash kind of wood, but in this paper pack I found a couple different pieces, and the other one's a little more rustic. There's another one in here that's just like the wood, but the one with the flowers I thought would be really cute. So well, anyway, this one, how cute is that for the walls? So I'm gonna use this other one with the flowers though, so let me actually get this open. Oh, that pretty little flower kind of wrapped around there. And then since this is kind of a little bit darker for the roof, I'm going to use this paper, just a little softer kind of tan kind of paper. Let's put some of these things to the side for now. And there's just a couple things. So for this one, all we're going to do is simply, you know, find the spot where you would like. So this is obviously going to be the front of the house and also the back of the house. So for the front, I'm going to do this one here. And my tip always when you have templates is the least cutting, the better. So I'll line that up right along the edge there. And my paper is very big to stay in frame. It's going to have to bend, but that's okay. I can cut it down already. But we're going to put that right there. And I'm going to get my pencil. Oh, you know what? I think I was using that for something else. So I'm just going to use a pen. I'm going to cut right on the lines anyway. So let's just, again, line that up. Now, it does look like this might not be exactly square. Maybe, because down here is straight, and then here is just a little piece off, but I'm just going to ignore that. So I'm just going to go up this way. It's so negligible, it's not the biggest deal. And then down here, and they are showing you in the instructions to go ahead and use like a bone folder for these portions. So let me grab, obviously don't want to hit it too hard, but basically when you push down in here, you'll be able to just get that line scored. And I would say go right down the center or wherever you feel comfortable, just so that's the same. Oh, that moved. And we're going to do that twice. So this is my front, and then I'm going to probably pop this up here somewhere for the back part. And this one will have a little more cutting. Actually, the paper is, the direction is the same as far as that goes. So we still have a little hole there. But either way, I'll probably center it there, just outline and then do the 2 score marks. Okay, and I'll be right back. Quick, you know how I said the least amount of cutting, so I put this on the very edge and I cut it with my guillotine there, and actually when I cut this, that area will also cut at the same time. Just butt it up against this other area. Looking good. I'll be back. So I'll put those to the side for now. For the roof, it's just showing you to go ahead and trace it and then do your stamping so you know where you're stamping. And do I have room here for this other guy? I didn't pay attention to that. I just cut this down to fit this, but that's okay. So we'll have that there. So, and I went ahead and grabbed a pencil in the meantime, and since I am stamping on this and all that, I'm just going to center it here. I'll cut around everything, that's fine. So we're just doing this just to know where, well, obviously to cut, but also you'll know where to stamp. And you'll need one of these pieces. So there's my score line. Not quite connecting there, but we'll finish that off in a minute. Let's get the stamps. And this other piece, I'm simply just going to trace it. You only need one of these also, so I'm just going to trace it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to trace it this way, huh? Or maybe this way, since that's shorter. And again, right along the edge, so I don't have to cut that. I'll trace around this, and then our 3 score lines, okay? So when we come back, we'll have that done. But I want to show you this part, since I am just using that. I'm going to go ahead and do the tile. Oh, how cute would it be to do like, if you have like a tile looking thing, or maybe like a mermaid scale kind of thing, you can use that as, if you have an embossing folder that does that, right? That'd be fun. Okay, so let's get this guy. And put that right here. Ah. Okay. I'll just leave them like that. Let me make sure this is going to touch again with this guy in the way. Okay. And this definitely has a direction like where it would be straight right down the middle, and then the little curved areas out over here. And so I'm just going to go right inside that little curved area because I'm going to cut that away. If you end up, actually let's go with the middle. I'm going to pay attention to the middle. Well, you know what? What do you guys think? Let me see. I'm just like, what should we do? Which one should we pick? Okay, they're showing the middle section that it should be kind of left out like that. Let me look over here. Oh yeah, okay. So they're saying better to line it up in the middle. So I have my score line there, and I am going to line this up right here and here. Pretty much left and right as well as I can. And again, I cut down my paper so it's a little bit smaller. You can use a larger piece of paper so you have more room, because I know I'm going to stamp off the edge over here. And I'm just using brown ink. Oh my goodness, how cute. That's pretty good. What I'm going to do is wipe this off because I don't really want to wash it. If I wash this, it has so many little grooves that the water will just be in there, and you'll want to make sure that's completely dry before trying the other side. So I'm just not going to do that. And then this side, I'm just, again, lining it up. It's pretty much the same as before. I don't know that's that big a deal, so I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. And ink this little gap. And then after we do this, I'm just going to cut everything out. So, of course, by hand. And let's see here. Oh, I touched that. Hopefully that didn't completely come off. And these are acrylic stamps, so just firm, even pressure. Looks great. Okay, I'll wash that stamp at this point. And I'm going to clean that off. Let's see. So I'm just going to cut right on the line. Now, I don't recommend, like earlier, I used a pen. I'm going to cut just inside that pen line just so that the pen is completely gone. But let's say you're cutting right on the line of pencil. And when you're done, if you see the pencil lines, you can just erase them, right? So for now, and then whenever I cut things, I'm turning with the hand, my non-dominant hand, and I'm applying pressure on my scissor with the other hand. And this one, to be honest, if you want to bring this to like a guillotine, you can just go and then corner around the corners. But I'm just cutting it by hand. Okay, so I'll do the same with the other 3 shapes, right? The roof support, and then the front and the back of the house. It did not take very long. These are the little bits that I had because, again, I like to be very strategic where I put my stencils so I don't have to cut those parts. So I think we can start folding it. We do need some other portions, some other pieces here, yeah. So, you know, they're saying go ahead and do your decorations and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the mechanism parts, and then I'll leave this until a little bit from now. That way we can kind of just see the little house, and then I'll add some decorations then. So let me go ahead and cut out 2 of these guys. They use the same color as the house. I don't know if any of that is going to show. It's pretty much on the inside, so I'll probably just use that same little beige paper I used for this. And I need to cut out, where are my items? Where am I? To the side. Famous last words. Okay, I need 2 of these guys, and I'm just going to run them through this cardstock. Okay, I'll be right back. I just rolled that through with one of my folders that I already had in my stash here, and we are going to glue something about that down first in just a minute. Well, not first, I guess we can do it later. But they're saying to go ahead and just score everything at this point. So let's go ahead and do that. I just want to see fold backside to backside along dash scored lines, of course. And fold front side to front side along dash, the little like dotted line. That's these guys. Okay. So let's see. So as far as this one, I'm just going to keep it looking like step 5. So fold it back, and that went right there real easy with the score lines I made. And this one also gets folded back. And then this one, I'm just going to line it up with this, with the edge, just in case. You're going to fold it forward, is what they're showing you on B, with the little dotted line, okay? Because basically one side's going to hold on to one side of your house and the other, so it needs to be like that, you know? Boop, boop, this kind of thing. So we have that one. And then these guys, on both of them, to fold back to back, it's this, and then this middle one. But these two on the side come forward on both of them. So back, back, and then forward, forward. So those are scored. These guys, clearly you're just going to fold it down. I'm just going to fold it down the center, although I do have a score line there. And you can definitely use a scoring tool if you want to just make that nice and crisp. But for now, there it is. Cute. And then on this guy, they're both going to be folded back, back. So just on that score line, I'm just going to line up the bottom just to make sure it's nice and straight on my score line. And then this guy. Again, these score lines we created just by root. So, if I can get a bigger project from Diamond Press, having used the templates, I will take it for this one here. Let's see, there we go. How cute, because it's a nice size house. Okay. There we go. Alright, and then I was going to go ahead and go with that, but that's okay. So step 6 is to go ahead and glue the houses together. So let's put that to the side for right now. These are scraps I do not need. And mine will be, the front will be this pretty part, and the back, it doesn't really matter, but either way, you're just going to glue these guys together. So let's get this glue. And unfortunately, this glue has sold out on HSN. You know, I think they presented it for about a second, but before that I went ahead and put my video out last night. When I saw that, I was like, ooh. And by the morning it was gone, guys. So I'm sorry about that. Hopefully they'll bring more in. And like I said, I'll keep letting you guys know how it's going as I work with it. And I just want to see what they're showing here. Yeah, they're just gluing it together. Now my picture, or mine's a little bit different than the picture, because theirs is facing that way, but I know I use this side of my paper, so obviously I'm doing it this way, and then we're going to glue it together in one piece anyhow, so it's not the biggest deal. It'll look a little bit different there. Embellish house and roof now that it's flat, so before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just glue these guys down just to give them a chance to start drying. So these that we put back like this, we are going to glue those, and then we're going to attach them. So I suppose now I'll go ahead and do my decorations, but just like this, I'll do it to this one, and I'll do it to the second one, okay? So just that these guys are reinforcing themselves, because you're going to attach rubber bands to those, and that needs to be sturdier. So I just glued those down, and again, on these guys, put some glue, and hold those down too. And I'll be right back. So clean up a little bit. We have our house pieces that we're going to decorate in just a minute. We have our roof, we have the, and then the parts of the mechanisms, I suppose. So what I was going to do, because I'm looking at this, I really want this to be like soft and ethereal with like the pretty little flowers and things. So I think to decorate, I'm still going to stamp on this, and I know I have windows, and windows obviously have like glass, right? So if I use this beige color, it might be hard to get that to come through. But what I think I'm going to do is, for my little project here, is stamp a door, of course. Look how cute. I mean, you can have extra little bricks and things you can play around with. Like the little, oh my gosh, the little like lamps on either side of the door and things like that. Cute. We'll do the little plaque, so, but we'll do that in just a minute. I probably should leave it there for now. We have all kinds of cute things to decorate your door also. What I think I'm gonna do is the shutters, and then just put them side by side so it looks like the windows are closed. You know what I'm saying? So usually you put the shutters and you can put one on either side, and actually the same die cuts both at once. But I'm just gonna have that and then just have it look like they're just little closed windows. I think that'll be cute. So I'll stamp this guy, and I'm gonna stamp two of these. On here, I suppose I'll use black ink, and then maybe we can do some accents with like some brown alcohol ink markers. Now this is just regular paper, so it's not, you know, something I can really blend on, but at least we'll have that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp two of these, stamp this one, and I'll be right back. I'm stamping, I stamped these guys out, but I will go ahead and stamp the little like label. And so cute. I think what I'll do is I'll stamp this in a brown, just because again I want to keep it very soft and light. And then the areas where I might put a little color, this is beige paper. Again, it's just cardstock, it's not specialty cardstock as far as taking ink or watercolor. But what I'll do is I'll put this one in this cute little brown, so that'll just kind of blend back into what's going on. And then we'll do our sentiment. Cute, okay. And then we have just hello, home is where the heart is. I think we'll, oh, home sweet home, or sweet home I guess, because if you did home sweet home it wouldn't fit this, obviously the home part's pretty nice size there. So let's say home, and then is where the heart is, right? So let's go ahead and do this one, I suppose in black ink, just in case I decide to add a little color to that. So let's go ahead and do that with some black hybrid ink that I can then use alcohol ink markers. And I just eyeballed that as far as center. Oh, press on the top there a little bit. That'd be great. There we go. And is where the heart is. And I'll use like a pinky red just to kind of go back to the flowers and things that are on my project here, my paper. That looks pretty centered. And then I can also double check on the grid here. Not bad. Oh, that was too red. Let's do this one. It's a little pinky red. And then I'll rinse all these guys off and put them back on their carrier. Aw, cute. Okay, I'll be back. So we have our little pieces again. Since it's not, I'm just trying to say, I think it was this way. Since it's not, you know, alcohol ink marker kind of type paper or anything like that, I'm just going to take a little bit of color and just add some, but I want to see first about how much. I should probably have that somewhere else, and because it might leach in. So I'm just going to be very careful with it, so that way if it leaches in, it won't go too much. So I'm just going to do a little something maybe over one area again, just to give it some depth, but not staying at any one place too long. So like this guy, maybe I'll do some accents in the door too. And then just down here, just kind of quick, get out of there, add a little more if it doesn't start kind of leaching out too much. And then I might do a little accents on there. Oh, you know what? I have a glitter like gel pen from Diamond Press. I can maybe color gold in here and here just to have a little something different. And then these guys, I'm just going to put color in the little heart. I might do a little accenting with the dark brown, but just coming in and coloring our heart. And maybe I'll add a little more, like I said, just to give it a little depth or something. I'm pretty much going to cut these out the way they are. Obviously the die does that. And then just have them like this on my little window. So just adding a little color. See? Oh, I told myself don't do that on top of here, but okay. See? There we go. That's why. Anyway, I was going to do some coloring on this too, so I'll do that. And maybe I'll take care of this in a way with, oh, hello, a blender pen. Get rid of that color as well as I can. It just pushes it through the back. So actually, it's kind of interesting now that I'm doing this. Blender pens are called blender pens. They're not really for blending. I mean, you can definitely put down some color and then leach some color out, but it's not going to help you blend it. It's really an eraser, so what it does is it pushes the color back through the paper. So you can use it to make like dots and like cute little patterns or whatever, but it's not really to help you blend. That's just some info I wanted to pass along. Okay, I'm going to color this and add a little accent color here and there, and I'll do a little glittery with some little glitter pen, and so that's still a little bit wet, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and run these guys through so we have our little accent pieces that we can pop on, and then put our little house together. So yeah, we have all our parts that we want to use, and that is it. And then this guy I'll run through twice, of course. I'll probably just eyeball these. It's pretty easy to kind of see where it's going to cut. I mean, that's really, really easy, actually. So that means it leaves a little border too, so it was another reason. You might think, so why are we doing this instead of just white paper? It's just, I wanted this to be very soft and like tan, and if I brought white paper or like, those kind of softer tones, it would just be very glaring, and that's kind of why I chose to do this and not use white paper and then color it. So I'll be back. So I just finished cutting everything out, and this is definitely the front of my little house, so I'll have that there, and then just the windows, and then we'll put this on here, but maybe we can do that when we're done, just so I know exactly kind of where I'm positioning that one. So for now, I'm just going to glue them down. Of course, you can pop them up if you would like. So yeah, that is step 7, embellish house and roof, and they are showing just to go ahead and stick the little topper piece on your roof. I will say that like I said, the way I put these guys together is opposite of the way they're showing, and so, and my little windows, I'm just going to put them like in here, and they're just going to be like this, like they're just shutters that are closed, and I'm putting them in the direction I'm doing it because I think that looks better, or, I haven't really tried it, but I think that looks better, like this. Cute, oh my gosh. Then like this. Actually, that looks. Oh no! You know what? Let's flip it. Let's flip it. I like the other look better because then it looks like I don't know. Like that's how they are. I don't know how to explain that. That's cute. Okay, so I'll glue these two down here, and I'll be right back. I just remember when they were developing the glue. They'd ask like what kinds of things what I would like as a crafter, and I'm like, of course, something that dries pretty quickly or that grabs on all those kinds of things. That's clear. Of course, you don't want it sticking out, and matte is always a preference because if it's shiny, then you can see that, oh, you left it kind of accidental. So I don't know if you saw earlier, the glue was this way, right? Because these being out here and you don't really see it. It still has time to dry. I just placed this right now, and it was kind of off to the left too much, so I was able to reposition it, but now they're down, so that's that. But very good. Okay, so we already did the gluing these guys because I wanted that to be pretty much dry for this next step. So this is actually step 9, and all they're saying is on this backside where this is, the ugly part is showing, you're just gonna put glue here and here, and I always like a wet glue because unless you tear something, it's not gonna come off, but if you like using liner tapes, go for it. Sometimes liner tapes will reactivate too after a while, and that's not great for 3D things. So what I mean by that is like either they get dry and fall apart, or it gets real sticky or like kind of gooey, and then it ends up coming apart anyway. So that's not great. But what I'm showing you here is step 9. So you're just sticking them down only on those little tabs, and they're telling you just to line it up, right? Remember how these guys have bent out, and that's basically what you want. We have trained these guys like this. So let's just go there and put glue. So just on the tabs, lined up, and I'm lining up at the base and at the obviously center as much as I can. There we go. And we are going to wait for that to dry before I really start messing with it, because you're going to put rubber bands and you definitely don't want them to like rip back. But in the meantime, they are saying to glue one of these guys. Apply adhesive to backside of roof support as shown in pink, and then attach it. Now again, the image is kind of backwards, so I'm just going to stick it to one of these sides because it doesn't matter. You're going to glue one to this side and then one to this other side. So for now, I'm just going to go with what the image would be if it was reversed. So let's go here and put that right there. Yeah, just have all that glue done. I have it right on the edge there, which is basically what they're showing you here. So the next thing is to put the rubber band, and again, I really want that to stay and not open up yet. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I'll be back. But in the meantime, it does say to go ahead and tie a couple of these together so that we can do that. That's number 11. It says tie a knot in center of rubber band to add tension. Oh, okay, it's still the one rubber band. I thought it was two together. Okay, so it's just one. And basically they're saying, you know, to make it even tighter, to go ahead and get that and just make a knot. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be nice and tight. So I will definitely wait to not rip these off. Okay, I'll be super excited. So this is step 11. We're just going to hook this guy into this one spot and then bring it over to the other side. I'm just being careful, you know, as I do that, and I'll straighten it out a little bit. And then we're gonna bring it over to this side. And again, I'm just being careful, but I'm sure it just pops right in there, pops right in there. Okay, so that's how it's gonna keep it closed, right? And you're gonna stretch it to flatten it out. Again, the image is a little bit reversed, but basically they're just saying to glue the other corner, right, of the roof, like stabilizer there, or support, should I say, to the other side. So you have it already glued to this side. Ooh, I could have done that a little better. But this side, when you bring it over here, again, remember, it's one goes one way, one goes the other way, so don't put them both like this way. This one's gonna go over here. And that's literally it for that, so let's just glue that down, and I'll make sure to get glue all the way to the very tip of this little triangle, and actually I'll just kind of do that with it. And I'm just gonna hold this up just so you see that I'm bringing it again to this side, right to that very corner, and I'm gonna hold that. There we go. Right at the very tip down here. And I assume, honestly, if you want to just hold it down like this, you can just flatten it. Actually, this might be a good time to do that, just to make sure everything is falling in line. Okay, that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna hold that until it sets up. Actually, it's already set up, but what I mean is I'm not going to mess with it anymore until, you know, I can go on and play with that tension and everything. But basically, the next thing they're going to ask you to do is close this up. So maybe while we're doing this at the same time, I'll just do this piece too. So closing that up. I was going to say, you know, this is a rounded corner when you're doing your template. If you don't want to do that, no one's going to see it. You can just cut straight. You don't have to do the rounding, but I did because I just followed the template. But again, you don't have to take the time to make that really nice and round. Nobody will ever see it. So I'm holding that and then making sure this is staying, and I'll be right back. It looks something like this. Okay, there you go. That is set up. I do want you to see when you fold it, if you fold it this way, nothing really happens, right? Because those two rubber bands are with each other. If you put it in the package or in your envelope, should I say, this way, when it comes out, it's like, oh, cool. You need to close it up this way. Now I'm going to pull it. I'm holding onto those little tabs and I'm pulling it this way, just because, again, earlier I was like, okay, you always want to make sure that everything's going to be flat, so I'm just going to kind of ease things out, right? Like that one probably needs to be a little more this way, just to ease that tension there. Okay, I'm going to hold it that way and just flatten things out, okay? And I think I'm going to give it one more twist of the rubber band. Is that silly? I don't know, but we should have done it at the beginning. So it did say, you know, twist it. I don't know how many times, but I did once. So I'm going to pull this out of here just carefully, and then I'll pop it back in. Next time I will do this, obviously, before. I'll give it 2 twists. I think it needs a little more tension, so I'm just going to bring it down here, and as carefully as I can, make another knot. So for me, I think 2 knots is good. Just really get that tension in there. I'm still going to pull it tight. I'm not looking for too much. And now I'm going to pop it back into those little spaces. And generally, I know you can't see my hands in here, but I'm just putting it back in those little spots there. There's 1. And there is 2. Okay, and again, you know, when you do it this way, that's not anything, but you want to pull it in the other direction. Let's let that guy pop out. There we go. That's what we need. There we go. There we go. That's much more tension, and that pops it out more. It does bring it a little closer together, so let me pull that just a little more. There we go. Okay, and there we go. One of the last steps is to put this guy on, and basically you're just going to stick it down on one side, so on one of these glue flaps, and it looks like where the glue, or the flap, you know, wherever you folded it, that's where you're going to actually glue it, right? That's what it looks like. Not on the opposite side. So right here, So it's just kind of sitting on top because obviously to fold this thing up, you need that to have some room to give, right? And so we can just put that right on top. And I'll take a quick peek. See, oh, see, we do need to center it, like right there. Oh, how cute. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'll be right back. I think I'm ready to go ahead and put this little guy on, and I was gonna put it on with some dimensionals. So just right quick, and I could have done that earlier, I just waited. Ah, okay. We're just gonna pop this on there. So whenever I run out of rubber bands, I'll probably get a rubber band that's about the same size, but maybe a little bit thinner. Just because I think those are something you can find easier. These are very heavy duty and really nice rubber bands. So there's our little house, and it looks like this. You know, again, I'm just kind of putting it together for you guys. And then when you close it, again, pinch it this way, not this other way. If you're putting the rubber band together, it doesn't really do much. But you want it to go like this, and it folds flat, and you put it in a 5x7 envelope, right? Just like they're showing here. And again, there's an Autoship that has all kinds of cute stuff. Oh, cute. So when you pull it out, obviously it wants to just open up. And you have this little 3D guy. And let me give you a measurement. Again, check out the videos, check out the presentation. I'm sure right now, if you look at on HSN, it's 5 inches tall, like 3.5 inches wide. I don't know where else to measure it. Yeah, it's like a square at the bottom. Super cute. You can see all the different Autoship availability on that. So of course, deck it out as much as you like. They have all kinds of little topiaries and bushes and the little lamps and all that kind of fun stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope they gave you an idea how to put it together. Really simple, especially after you've done one. I'm like, oh yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. I hope you enjoyed your craft day. This is a 7:50 cart that I'm assuming ends at midnight of today, right? The 9th. And oh my gosh, you guys, I might have some odd edits during the video because I was mentioning that the images were reversed. Yeah, no, it's not a die, it was a template, right? So I just use a template in the opposite way instead of tracing it this way, you know what I'm saying? You can trace it this way, you can trace it this way, and I traced it however it was this way, I guess. So the pictures have to do with the images, and the instructions have to do with the template being traced this way. So I am very sorry if there's some weird edits and it doesn't make sense. That's why I just want to take that out, because I was like, oh, I don't want you guys to get confused, but at the same time, maybe you do copy your template this way, right? So don't worry about it. It's just the same thing. I mean, you're sticking the things down in the same spots. It's just it's just gonna work, but it's not a big deal. And I was like, oh, this image is backwards. No, I traced the template backwards. So anyway, still works. It's fine. It just looks different from the images there. So all right, guys, bye now.